Alright, welcome to the walkthrough. I assume you have found this video because you are looking for a little bit of advice in dealing with Lady Butterfly, the final boss of the Hirata estate. Now the first thing you want to do is break that suit of armor. Just kidding, you don't need to do that. We like to keep it light around here. But she is extremely aggressive. Her moveset is really fun, and I mean that in kind of a masochistic kind of way. But it's really cool. I mean, she does a lot of cool stuff. She bounces off wires. She throws these long needle-like kunai, and I really enjoyed stage one. Yes, there's a stage two. I know you can see only one kill strike, but stage two is coming. Regular moveset is not quite forgiving, but you can screw up and take a few hits. What you want to avoid at all costs are her unblockable moves. Those will do immense damage. I'll get into those right now. Up first is her grab attack. She will only do this from a wire, so if you see the kanji appear, you know she is going to try and grab you. When she does, she'll do this really awesome throw. Awesome, I mean deadly, and stab you in the kidneys. What I like to do to avoid this is run. Running is extremely useful. If you run around to the right, she'll miss and you can get attacks in. The next thing she does is wind up for a low kunai sweep. It hurts. What I have found you can do, again, is run. Running is extremely useful. I might have said that before. But the ideal thing you want to do is when it hits, jump over it. And for extra bonus points, you can do a jump kick. If you hit the jump kick after you jump over the sweep attack, you will do immense posture damage. Finally, she does a lunge attack right there. The main difference is for the lunge, she crosses her arms over her chest and she doesn't groan before the attack. What you want to do is dodge out of the way of that one. And that's all of her unblockable moves. Now for the general tactics I've been using during the boss fight. One of the things that Miyazaki has done differently in this game than in the Soulsborne series is he has given you infinite stamina. You ought to use it. Running is extremely useful. You see, I pretty well avoid her onslaught by strafing at a sprint to her right and then get a few hits in. I know what you're thinking. The game told you that you should be driving the attack, getting her posture bar worn out so you can go in for the kill strike. Bad thing about Lady Butterfly is her posture bar goes back down really fast. You could see it's already gone. Good news is after you get her health to half health. We're familiar with half health. That's gamer terminology, right? At half health, her posture doesn't recover as fast, so you'll be able to build that bar up until the kill strike a lot easier. But what's most likely going to happen is you're going to sprint around, avoid the main onslaught, and take her health all the way to 0 for the final kill strike. Stage 1, the most dangerous thing she does, other than the unblockable attacks, we've talked about those, is that zigzag. She sets up one and then does the other. In stage 2, that's the zigzag, by the way, what she just did. In stage 2, the second zag has further reach and is much faster. So when you hear her, she makes a distinct sound when she does the zigzag. When you hear her, be ready for the second one and to dodge out of the way. That hits way harder in stage 2. But other than that, utilize run. I'm going to let you watch how I get to the stage 2 and we'll pick up from there. I'll include a timestamp in the description if you want to skip ahead. Alright, as you can see we got our first kill strike. Welcome to stage 2. First thing you want to do in stage 2 is hightail it over here, take your healing item, and get ready to bring the heat. First thing she does, or that she wants to do, is use an illusion. If you immediately attack, this will postpone it. As you can see, stage 2 comes with homing sprites. She will cast those before she does her attacks. You're going to want to jump out of the way before you get your attacks in. Here is the main illusion attack. What it does is it creates a horde of little minions that are trying to kill you that show up in the middle of the arena. Guess what I'm going to recommend you do about it? You're right, run around the map. They are not that fast, and they have to wind up all their attacks, so as long as you run past them, they can't hurt you. But the second part of the illusion is that they float up into the air and become a horde of homing sprites. You need to make sure you can see when that happens. That way you can start running around the map again and dodge that. But that's all there is to her main illusion. It's not really a big deal. The thing that I would recommend you do is keep an eye on the little sprite balls that she casts during her regular attack set. You're going to want to dodge out of the way of all of them before you get your attacks in, because they do interrupt your attacks. But other than that, I think stage 2 is very similar to stage 1, except for the lunge attack that gets added. Another thing I would like to add is use these columns. The columns will be a nice barrier between you and Lady Butterfly and her kunai. Always think of how to utilize terrain to your advantage. I'll let you keep watching. Here you can see she's casting the illusion again. Now the game gives you a little tip about this that obviously I didn't use, but when you first meet this guy, he tells you that without the snap seed, you cannot overcome the illusion, and he gives you one. Now this is the only one I've gotten so far. I have only used it the once. I believe, if I remember correctly, it dispels the illusion and the little guys turn into homing sprites and they all attack you immediately instead of having to wait like I'm doing and running around. But you don't actually need them. I would just recommend watching for this moment and then to dodge, and you'll be fine. Now we're at the home stretch. You can see she's barely got any health left, and she goes and casts this freaking illusion one more time, and I want so bad to go in and poke her with a stick, but I know if I do that, if I get greedy, I'll get slapped in the face and die and have to start over one more time, and that would suck, because this, as you well know, is a very long boss fight. I think total boss time for this attempt was over 8 minutes. It's been a hell of a journey, but I think if you be patient, wait for those sprites to show up, and run in a circle, you'll be fine. Go in for those last hits, and you'll be able to be victorious. I believe in you. Anyway, thank you for sticking around to the end. If you have, this is the most satisfying thing I've done all day. It's finally getting that finish. But I hope I've been helpful. I hope you've been entertained. Thank you so much for watching.